Hey, it's Chris Kirkpatrick with Life 180, and I'm here with Hannah and Mike with Life 180 Turnkey Properties. And for this video, I want to talk about why real estate is a great investment and why you believe it's better than every other investment out there in the market. You know, I do a lot of videos and a lot of talks on banking alternatives and life insurance and all these different things and how you can buy real estate utilizing really unique strategies. But I'm also a big believer that, you've changed my perspective on this over the last 5 years, that real estate is an amazing investment tool. And so if you could, let's take the next couple minutes and just talk about why you believe, like what are the advantages that set real estate above and beyond and apart from any other asset class that exists out there?
Absolutely. So I get asked that a lot.
I bet you do.
And I'm very passionate about this topic. So let's dissect how we make money in real estate first of all. So if you're buying strategically, if you're buying smart, you're buying properties that are giving you cash flow each and every month. And to me, cash flow is king. Your net worth is meaningless. It's how much money do you have available every single month. Real estate allows you to create what I call indestructible wealth. Meaning if you own enough real estate that is giving you passive income at the end of each month, it's pretty hard to screw that up because let's say you had a dozen properties, each of them giving you a paycheck. Well, if you are, let's say you went to Vegas and you blew every dime that you have in your bank account, I don't recommend you do that.
I'm in, let's go.
At the end of the month, you're gonna get 12 paychecks at the end of that month, and the money's gonna come back to you. It keeps replenishing itself. If most other things, even if you win the lottery, if you win $1 million, we know what happens to most people win the lottery. 3 years later, they're broke, right?
Yeah.
So with this, it's a gift that keeps on giving. So number one, cash flow is king. And real estate gives you cash flow, and if you are smart and you have a team that collects that money for you, it's passive. You don't have to do any work. You do something one time, buy the property, and it gives you money month after month after month, forever. It's the goose that laid the golden egg. That's
Sounds good
number
to
one.
me.
If you own, let's say I sold all my real estate and I bought gold with it. Well, everybody talks about how safe gold is. Well, that's great that it's safe. I don't really believe that it's that safe, but that's another story because it fluctuates. But even if it is, even if it was guaranteed to be safe, if you want to go and you want to go on a flight, you can't go to the airline and say, listen, I've got my net worth is this, let me on the plane. Gold will not give you any cash flow. It doesn't give you any money at the end of each month. So you have to sell the gold in order to get your airplane ticket or get your food or get anything you want. And eventually, just like winning the lottery, that money is going to disappear because you have to sell the goose that laid the golden egg to get something. With real estate, you get to hold on to the asset. Well, it gives you income. The second thing is that you have real estate is almost guaranteed to appreciate. And the reason for that is that they're not making any more land. There's a limited supply. So with stocks, for example, we have IPOs coming out every day.
Companies come and go.
And companies come and go, and a lot of these so-called blue chip stocks that were really, really safe, a lot of these companies are no longer there. You look at the high flyers on the stock market now, many of them won't be there 5 years from now. And many of the big companies from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, they're gone.
Right,
It's true.
cryptocurrency, same way.
And cryptocurrency,
All of it.
So, and speaking of cryptocurrency, once again, everybody, when it was going up like crazy, and everybody got on that bandwagon, you don't hear a lot from those people anymore because it was a one-trick pony. It's like, it did its thing. And I'm not saying cryptocurrency isn't here to stay, but there's a lot of marketers made a lot of money on cryptocurrency. And the bottom line is much like the stock market, much like most investments, you don't have any control. You don't get to decide what you're going to do with that. I mean, you buy it and you hope and you pray that it goes the right direction. If it doesn't go the right direction, you lose. It's a lot like gambling. With real estate, in the long run, I don't know about you, but if you look at, let's do a prediction here. Do you think a gallon of gas is going to be more or less in 10 years from now?
More.
And do you think milk will be more or less 10 years from now?
More.
What's going to happen with real estate 10 years from now? It's going to go up. What's going to happen with your stock? We don't know.
Who knows?
So there are obviously some blips, which creates opportunities where the real estate market does go down. But if you're smart, you're buying, you're holding, you're getting that cash flow, and you're selling when it's strategic, and you're buying when it's strategic.
Well, and I would say that even if real estate isn't worth more 10 years from now, you're still going to get cash.
You're still getting that cash flow.
Which no other asset will do that for you if it goes down even 50% in value.
Absolutely.
Real estate will do that.
Which
is amazing.
And then probably as I mentioned, the control is really big. You get to you have a lot more say whether you want to, when you want to sell it, whether you want to flip it, whether you want
Sure.
to rent it. You have a lot of control. And probably the most important thing is if you don't own real estate, you're leaving a lot of tax dollars on the table.
Just going to ask you
Not
that.
even on the table. You're giving the IRS too much money.
Yeah.
Right.
And so let's look at Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, probably the smartest investor of all time. And
Yeah.
not too many people
I don't think
dispute
many would
that.
argue with you about that.
And
Sure.
Who's that?
He owns.
I'm kidding.
So
I'm kidding.
I hope so. But he owns a lot of real estate, and he doesn't really particularly need the cash flow.
Yeah,
He doesn't need the
Right.
appreciation. He owns it because he's got very smart accountants who say if you own a bunch of real estate, you can bring down your taxable income because real estate has something called appreciation. So even if your property is going up in value, the government gives you a lot of benefits for owning real estate because the government in the past has tried to do
Yeah.
programs to create safe and affordable rental properties for people, and whenever they do that, they kind of bomb and lose a lot of money, and so they encourage people like you and I to go out there and buy properties and create rentals. And so basically we could say that real estate is a way for rich people to get richer, and the laws were, these depreciation laws, in my opinion, were designed to help rich people stay rich.
Yeah.
And if you look at the richest people on the planet, almost all of them own real estate, and they all pay less tax than the middle class by far, typically.
Got to learn to play the game.
Right. And
But
so
you don't have to be super rich
No.
to get into this.
no,
though.
and you
That's
don't
also
even
the
have to be
thing.
super smart. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. If I see Warren Buffett, if I see billionaires doing something, and then I know they're hiring the brightest of the best
Yeah.
lawyers, brightest of the best accountants. I don't have to go and try and figure this stuff out myself. I'm saying, well, if this is good enough for him, and he's a billionaire, it's
Totally.
good enough for him.
Yeah.
He's a billionaire. And I notice every single one of them is investing in real estate. There's maybe something to it, right? And so
Yeah, totally.
you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just follow what the richest people are doing, find out why they're doing it, and emulate.
Right.
No, that's amazing.
He uses the term reverse engineer all the
Right.
time, and you're
I
doing
love
the
that.
same
That's a
thing. Yeah,
good
you're
way to-
emulating.
exactly.
Follow the
That's a
money
good-
trail, baby.
Yeah.
Follow the
I
money
love
trail.
It's pretty straightforward. If you want to be successful, you got to go out and find the people who've done it and emulate what they've done to get there, right? And that's just what this is. If everybody at that level where you want to be is doing this, just you want it to be a part of what you're doing. That's what I learned,
Right.
And I thank you for bringing that to our lives, because it's amazing. So
Right. We don't
anyway.
have access to Warren Buffett, but we have access to you.
Mike
so
Wolf, you got
it's
it.
an
Warren and
amazing-
I, we hang
it's a
out.
gift. Yeah. Someday.
Awesome. Well, no, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, for getting into all that, because I think that's really, really important for people to understand. If you're interested, if you're curious about, taking this conversation a little further, if you have questions about how real estate can fit into your portfolio, to your financial strategy, to anything you have going on in your own financial life and financial plan or whatever you have going on, we'd love and be happy to talk to you about how we may be able to help you with that from so many different levels. If you've seen my other content, my other videos, you know that we do a lot of stuff around financial strategy, and this just plays a big role in it. So if you found value in this video, I would love it if you would just subscribe, because we have content coming out all the time. So make sure you click the bell. That way when we release a new video, you get updated and you get notified of the new content that's coming out that hopefully you believe will add value into everything that you have going on and the goals that you're trying to reach. So until next time, go out and crush it, and we'll talk to you soon.